Shalawam, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, the Bawanas to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to the elect out there doing this work of faith and labor of love, truth, sincerity. All right, I just want to get into, just a quick topic. Pretty much just going through Proverbs, 11th chapter through the 10th verse. All right, so this is Proverbs 11:1. It says, "A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight." you know and of course this goes into the essence of everything in which we do, having a balance, with everything in this truth, and a balance with the things that we had to take care of in the world. And to the average person, a balance would be a 50-50 thing, but with this truth, you know that isn't so, because the truth is supposed to outweigh everything else that we do which pertains to the world. And you might not have as much time as such, but the point of the matter is that this truth should revolve constantly around your mind. you know like how they do, like how they say with a diet or whatever, they say like you should have a 70-30 or 80-20 type of diet. That's how it should be with us, with this truth, and compared to the ways of the world. We should have a 80% truth diet, and 20% everything else, things that we have to take care of, and different stuff like that, if possible. um Verse 2, it says, "When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom." And just getting into pride, that is an abomination unto the Lord, because we come from a prideful world. We come from a prideful estate of us being in the world. And we know that in the world, being prideful is considered the shit. You being conceited, you being all about yourself, that's considered the shit, so to speak, But in this truth, that brings men to utter despair and utter shame, man, because they wind up getting confounded in their own bull crap and wind up getting cast down in the midst of the congregation. But it says, but with the lowly is wisdom, because, the ones that are humble, they're going to carry themselves in the right manner, so that wisdom eventually exalts them in the eyes of Yahawah. Okay? Verse 3, it says, "The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them." So that's what a big part of this truth is all about, is having integrity. Standing up for the Lord against the evildoers. You're a man of integrity, you know, because this truth is what guides us. This is what gives us our integrity. The world don't truly know what integrity is. They may have certain morals and principles that they live by, but if you're not living by these laws, statutes, and commandments, everything else is nonsense, man. You know. So going on to yeah, but it says but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. And we look at all different things within the world, and how men be at such a great estate, and then the Lord bring them down with a swift destruction, man. Whether it be death, whether they lose all of their riches, so on and so forth. You got the likes of like people like Mike Tyson, MC Hammer, you know what I'm saying? These sellouts, that's in the entertainment world, and they ultimately get brought down, to shame, because what the elites, they have control over them. So, it's like they waving all their bad deeds within their head, or they could frame them and do this and do that. And they get like you see now today, where everything, as far as all these alleged sex scandals and stuff being brought out about men in powerful places taking advantage of women, raping them, and also other stuff, man. That's what happens to the proudness of these transgressors out here in the world. Verse 4 says, "Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death." So that's what it's all about. It's about the righteousness, because that's what the true riches is, according to Romans 11:33. So it's not about the physical riches that you have upon here in the earth, because this is all about to be done away with. And we know that the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, is definitely on the way. So it says, verse 5, "The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. So the Lord allows men to set themselves up, by their own deeds, man. You know, and that's something right there, man. They say, a person that likes to talk so much, you just continue to let them talk, and eventually they gonna put their foot in their mouth, man. And that's how it goes into Psalms 64. As far as the tongue of the wicked, they shall fall upon themselves. Roughly paraphrasing. So going to verse 6, it says, "The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness. When a wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of unjust men perish." Okay, so everything that, a wicked man was expecting, to happen during his lifetime, all of that perishes, man. And whatever hopes that they had, because their hopes lied here within this world, but our hopes lie with YAHAWASHI, you know? So, like great men, that was in the truth but couldn't continue on because of death, like, the apostles, elders, like King Masha and Elder Ariyah, and not Elder Ariyah, Abba Bivens, and people like that, the great men of old, when they passed away and went into the spiritual world, that expectation and that hope didn't perish because they were just, and their hope lied with the Lord. So best believe the Lord is going to see them through. Okay, and they're going to be some of those first men that enter in the chariots, as according to 1 Thessalonians 4:16 and 17. We which are alive shall not prevent them which are dead. So going on to verse 8, it says, oh, it's like it thought it died on me. But verse 7, it says, when a wicked man, I hit that verse already. Verse 8, it says, the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. A hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. So the average person, what do? They destroy one another day in and day out, but if people try to come up against us like how they try to come up against Yahawashi, you're going to be delivered through his knowledge. Like when Pontius Pilate, came to question him and different stuff like that against all these other accusations that people was claiming against him, he said what? That he found no fault with this man, and he didn't want nothing to do with Yahawashi's death, man. Because through the knowledge that he had, he was delivered, man. He still had to go through, everything he had to go through because, Yahweh put the stamp on it, but ultimately, in that case, his knowledge delivered him through. Or case in point with Dr. Sebi, when he was going through his trial battles and stuff like that during, I think it was the late 70s or the early 80s, the knowledge that he had about the herbs and different stuff like that helped him escape from the Supreme Court, because they tried to convict him of saying that he was practicing medicine without a license, but he proved them falsely, man. So verse 10, it says, when it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoice, and when the wicked perish, there is shouting. And that's the time of which you're looking for. And this is goes hand in hand with Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are under 30, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So in the kingdom, everything is going to be going well wherever we at, and we're going to rejoice when the wicked perish. There's going to be crazy shouting in the heavens when the wicked is put to death utterly. So I just wanted to go through these brief scriptures, and Lord willing, this segment was edifying, and I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, YAHAWAH to elect out there, doing this work of faith, and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalawam.